Thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Limnacker, and just want to share with you some of the top stories that we are following right now. First and foremost, right now, all eyes are on Florida because just hours from now in Miami, we are expecting a historic moment in national politics. It will be the first time a sitting or former U.S. president will enter a federal courtroom to face criminal charges. This Florida indictment, certainly not the only legal battle former President Donald Trump is fighting now. Mr. Trump has already been indicted in New York over his alleged role in hush money payments, and it's possible he'll be indicted this summer here in Fulton County. And the case here, as we've been telling you, centers on accusations that the former president illegally interfered with Georgia's 2020 election. And in addition to this, a fourth case still hanging over his head involving the January 6th investigation. But today in Miami, Mr. Trump is expected to plead not guilty in federal court to this indictment, which accuses him of illegally holding on to classified documents after his term in the White House and obstructing efforts to retrieve them. Prosecutors saying that some of those documents concern U.S. nuclear weapons programs and contain details about military activity and capabilities of the U.S. and foreign countries. Mr. Trump insists he did nothing wrong here, that the charges are politically motivated. But again, in Miami today, he is expected to face a federal judge. And it is also expected there's going to be a crowd of Trump supporters outside the courthouse for this arraignment. Excuse me, coming up here at 1 p.m. Later on here on Atlanta News First Plus, we're going to have a legal analyst and attorney come and join us and discuss this indictment, what it means, and possible outcome as well. Also want to talk about some other news here locally as well. In Piedmont Park, what was supposed to be a nice afternoon really ended in chaos. A woman is now recovering after being hit by a stray bullet. Atlanta police say there was an argument on the basketball court in Piedmont Park just before the shooting yesterday. According to authorities, the victim was a bystander. Let's listen.
Just chilling, walking. I'm over there by the courts, and I just hear it's a little altercation, like a little arguing. But I'm not really paying attention. I'm just like, whatever, okay, cool. Next thing I know, I hear it, bop, 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 bop. I'm like, oh, they shoot. I look over. It's a young lady. She go down. She's grabbing herself. She's grabbing it like, oh wow, she shot. A whole bunch of people scattered. So now I'm in panic mode because I don't know what to do next.
Excuse me, investigators say a possible suspect is now in custody at this time. Also want to tell you that in the city of Atlanta, there's some discussion about curfews and whether there should be stricter penalties imposed for parents who let their kids violate them. Excuse me, losing my voice here. My colleague Madeline Montgomery has more.
For now, the curfew is set to stay. It's 11 p.m. for kids 16 and younger, but what punishment a parent gets if their kid keeps getting caught out could be changing. And this conversation come up after someone shot and killed a 16-year-old. Her name was Asia Powell at a graduation party outside of Benjamin E. Hayes Middle School 2 weeks ago. A 16-year-old boy also injured in that shooting. For minors violating the curfew, the first offense is still a warning, but a new proposal ordinance would remove current penalties against the parent or guardian, including a fine up to $1,000 and or imprisonment. The new ordinance would instead have parents be sentenced to probation after multiple violations of curfew.
As a special condition of that probation, the sentencing court would require the parent or guardian to take certain educational classes concerning the particular circumstances of the child being out of compliance with the curfew ordinance.
This is something that's been approved by the Safety Committee, but the City Council still has to vote yes on it in order for it to pass, and their next meeting is right here on Tuesday. Reporting in downtown Atlanta, Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
All right, let's turn now to a look at the forecast. We have meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi with a look, and it's a little chillier than I would expect.
Right, and that's really been a theme for this month so far and the past couple of days. Guys, some spots woke up in the 50s this morning. Are we in spring or are we in summer, right? It was really comfortable this morning. And I think what really made you notice it was that yesterday was a little on the warmer and muggy side, but this morning was quite different. Of course, we had a cold front move through the area that is now to our south, but that front is not necessarily going to completely leave us be over the next couple of days. So we're going to talk about what that means for our forecast. We're going to talk about a couple of first alerts that we do have on the 7-day to give you a heads up that rain and storms is on the way. So you'll want to stay tuned as we go through the next 7 days because we do have quite the stormy stretch of weather on the way. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi, by the way. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. Let's get into it, shall we? So today, we're seeing a lot of sunshine out there right now. Here's a live look over Centennial Olympic Park. So this is specifically pointed over towards the Georgia Aquarium, which I'm sure is going to be super busy in these coming months. But we're seeing a lot of sunshine right now. I do think that will change through the afternoon and evening. I think we'll have more clouds start to build in and kind of pass on by. So we'll go with a mix of sun and clouds. At times it'll be mostly sunny. Other times it'll be more so mostly cloudy as the clouds kind of pass on through during the day. We will also have the chance for a few showers as we head into the late morning. So within the next hour or so, there are some showers back out in Alabama right now. This is, of course, being taped just after 10 o'clock if you're watching us live with us. But if you are maybe checking back a little later, then expect the chance for some showers to roll in because we are watching some already just out to our west. And we'll keep the chance for just a few spotty showers through about 3 o'clock. And we should be dry by the commute home later tonight. And then as we head into the evening, notice those rain chances start to ramp back up. Essentially what's going to happen is we have this stalled boundary to our south. So the front that moved through yesterday brought us some of the rain, brought us the storms through the overnight on Monday. That's now sinking to our south, that is now stalled to our south. And that's going to serve as a focal point for showers and thunderstorms today. There is a severe threat that lies along the Gulf Coast. But as we head into the overnight hours, that front's actually going to start to lift. So tomorrow and Thursday, as that front retreats northward again, it's going to act as essentially an avenue, like an interstate for storms. We're going to have these little impulses right along that front. That front is going to just serve as, again, a focal point for showers and thunderstorms to ride along as they get caught up in the upper level flow of our atmosphere. So the upper level flow, the jet stream, that is really far south right now, and that's just going to steer the showers and thunderstorms, and that front's going to help kind of give it a place to ride as we go through the next couple of days. So expect showers and storms to roll in from west to east Wednesday and Thursday. We call them short waves. They're just little impulses, little clusters of thunderstorms, but they're small and mighty. Let me tell you, they can carry some really heavy rain, really gusty wind, and even some hail down in central Georgia. So just a heads up, if you live in places like Upson County, Lamar County, and maybe even Meriwether and Troup counties, you could have some fairly large hail over 1 inch in diameter. Places like Macon could experience 2-inch diameter hail or greater. So some pretty sizable hail possible over the next couple of days, especially south of I-20. And that's really where we're going to look for our severe weather as we head into tomorrow. Tomorrow is a first alert for severe storms. We'll get one round, it looks like Wednesday morning, another late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So this outlook technically goes into Thursday. This is tomorrow's outlook. This will pick up through the day, Wednesday, go into Thursday, but we are going to watch for the potential for maybe an isolated severe storm early Wednesday morning. So again, Wednesday morning into Thursday, we'll have a fairly stormy stretch of weather. It's not going to be stormy all day long, but we will be watching for, again, just waves of energy to be riding along that front as it starts to lift back north into the area. What we're going to be looking for, damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour. If we have any strong storms, which will definitely be a possibility, they could carry winds of 40 miles per hour, still pretty stout, still could bring down trees or blow things around in your yard. And then also, of course, the hail threat, but I do think the hail threat is mainly going to be south of us, especially, again, we'll watch for Troup, Meriwether, Upson, Lamar, Pike counties. Flash flooding will also be possible, and all of these threats that I'm saying are going to be greatest, again, along and south of I-20. Closer to that front you are, essentially the greater your threat for severe weather is. Still isolated, but we have higher confidence that south of I-20, with that front being there to help serve as that lift, that focal point, you're just going to simply have the greater target, I guess, for severe storms. So let's take you through it. Today, again, maybe a few passing showers, mainly before the commute, but here's 5 a.m. So here comes that little impulse. We call it a shortwave. Shortwave number 1, that's riding along that front as it's retreating back north, bringing very heavy rain for all you early morning commuters. This is, again, a first alert, so a heads up if you're headed out early tomorrow morning. These little impulses are going to move quickly off to the east. Notice where they're staying. Again, south of I-20, so if you're in LaGrange, if you're in Griffin, if you're in Meriwether County, if you're in the Eatonton area, you are going to get wet tomorrow morning if you head out between around 5 and 9 o'clock. But notice, speaking of, as we head towards 9 a.m., we could have another wave roll through that does bring rain. So as we go through the day, basically the story is we're going to have these waves of energy moving in from west to east. That's going to give us an unsettled day. This latest model is actually thinking we could get a little impulse through the afternoon. Now, if that is the case, and I will say, so something to note with what we have going on, these little waves of energy are very small scale. So models really struggle on picking up exactly when and where they are going to set up. Until that front starts to retreat north, it's going to be a little difficult to pinpoint exactly where they're going to be. But just plan for on and off showers and storms to roll in from west to east. They're going to get caught up in our upper level flow, move along that front. So once that front starts to lift north, we'll be able to really figure out where they're going to set up, but the timing is going to be difficult. We do think that the early morning, we are going to have our first impulse. Models were saying late morning, but now this is saying early afternoon. And if that is the case, early afternoon, we're going to heat up, guys. So that's not only going to give us you'll have the lift factor of the front. We are going to be warm and muggy from the moisture that's going to be trapped in along that front. But if we have something come through during the heat of the day, that just provides extra energy for severe storms. So tomorrow we are thinking that we have the potential for maybe a few severe storms. This particular run of this model does think that we could have a rainy afternoon. So that would impact kids at summer camp as they're trying to maybe do some of their outdoor games and activities, or you're going to pick them up. Just keep in mind it could be a stormy afternoon, and we could have a few lingering showers even for the commute home. So tomorrow is just going to be a bit of a mess, and that will continue potentially into Thursday morning. With this forecast being so tricky with these little impulses that are just really hard to pinpoint and nail down, they're so small scale, models just struggle with them. But we're not going to go all the way into Thursday just yet, because we kind of want to stick to one day at a time with these. If we look at Thursday right now, that's going to completely change by this afternoon. So we'll dive into Thursday more tomorrow. But right now, expect a messy commute, especially south of I-20. And then as that front continues to lift north, that rain chance, that storm chance extends into more of metro Atlanta. Just through Thursday, so between today's small rain chance, tomorrow's widespread rain chance, Thursday's rain chance, especially for the first half of the day, we could pick up a half an inch to an inch of rain with some locally heavy amounts. Look at south of I-20 though. So potentially parts of Meriwether, parts of Troup County, parts of Upson County, Lamar and Pike County, if that front lifts a little further north and those impulses go a little further north, some of our southern counties like Troup, Meriwether, Pike, Lamar, Upson, maybe even parts of Jasper and Putnam County, you could pick up maybe 2 to 3 inches of rain. But down towards Macon and southward, they could pick up 5 inches of rain. So flash flooding is likely there, but we will watch for maybe some isolated flash flooding south of I-20 over the next couple of days as these impulses just train over the same area. Again, they're going to ride along that front, so as they do so, they're going to kind of cover the same area over and over and over again, and that is essentially what causes flash flooding. So we will be watching for that potential, especially along and south of I-20 over the next couple of days. Unfortunately, we're not going to be done with the rain just yet. After tomorrow's stormy day, which is a first alert, again, can't stress enough, you need to be really careful if you live in our southern counties tomorrow morning, because storms do look likely. But we will keep that chance for showers and storms into Thursday morning. It does look like Thursday afternoon and evening are dry, but the rain will keep temperatures in the low 80s. Guys, it's June. It's almost the middle of June, and we're in the low 80s. Our warmest day is actually average for us. We've had very few 90-degree days this year. It's been great. I'm not complaining, but we know they're going to be on the way eventually, so enjoy this while it lasts. Thursday afternoon into Friday is dry. Saturday, maybe just a few showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, partly sunny. And then Sunday and Monday, we're going to have another weather system roll in. And it does look like Sunday's rain chance for now is evening into Monday morning. But that timing is just too far out to give you an exact answer. We'll be watching that as we go through the week. Right now, though, in the near future, tomorrow looks stormy. Could have a few strong to severe storms with gusty wind, maybe some hail, some that could be on the larger side, over an inch in diameter, heavy rain, frequent lightning. We will be watching for flash flooding. Just be sure that as you're making your way out and about on your commute the next couple of days, especially if you do travel along places like I-20, that you are just being careful on the roads. Could have some ponding in the roadways from the heavy rain that falls in some of these storms. So just be mindful as you're heading out and about. That's what that first alert is for, so we kind of give you a heads up as to what to prepare for as you're going through your day. We will keep you posted on the rain chances over the next couple of days. Of course, really important to have the first alert weather app because we do have the potential for severe weather tomorrow. We're not looking at a tornado threat, but we are looking at the potential for damaging winds that could take down trees, and sometimes trees fall on power lines, so we'll be watching for that. Also, some small hail will be possible, maybe some that's an inch in diameter or greater. So really important tool to have that first alert weather app handy, so that if any severe storms or even any rain or thunderstorm activity in general is headed your direction, you will know. It'll give you a nice little alert saying that lightning has been detected 5 miles, 6 miles from your area. And we will be watching all of the storms as they make their way in tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day today, everyone. Thanks so much for spending some time with us, and we'll catch you here next time.